Yo, what is going on, guys? So Flapjack here. Today I wanted to bring you guys a tier list for the jungle. I had someone who has been watching a few of my videos recommend that to me, and I thought, it's not a bad idea. Um, and before I get started, I wanted to say, I'm not the most experienced player ever. I've been playing for about only 1,000 hours or so, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe less. I don't play on a ranked, so this is not going to be about ranked. This is going to be just my personal opinion. And it's going to be merely based off of effectiveness or value rather than fun. I'll probably talk about some gods that are fun, that aren't as effective, but mostly it's going to be just about effectiveness and what I think is what you should be playing in this patch of 9.7. And this is for the jungle, of course, like I mentioned. So, to start it off, we have Achilles. Yo! Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, did I scare you? I know, we're about to get right into this tier list, but I just wanted to mention, man, only 3.8% of you guys are subscribed. I don't know why I started there. So it really mean a lot to me if you guys hit that sub button. We're growing pretty fast, but I want you guys to be here for the new videos, and I want to hear some more about you guys. And that's it. We'll jump straight in this tier list, and I'll get out of your hair. Thank you guys for watching. Achilles, I would probably put B tier. He's not the worst. We'll drop him to C. He's not the worst. He's not the best. I think his clear is a little slow in the beginning, but with Boomba's late game, he can do some pretty big damage. He's kind of a weird god when he's built full damage rather than tanky, because speaking for every god here, we're not going to usually have any tanky items unless it's like a Magi's or something like that to counter some CC. Other than that, it's mostly just going to be like, the builds I showed in my guides where it's just the basic ability-based builds and auto-attack builds, which Achilles would be an ability-based god, and I think he's going to be a C-tier god. I don't think he's going to be that effective, nor do I think he's going to be the worst god to play. He's fun. I have a video on him in my A to Z. I need to get back on this series. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. They kind of have lower view counts compared to my normal stream videos. But yeah, I would say Achilles is probably C-tier. Agni would probably put D tier. Just for the fact that the only kind of clear you have is your 2 at the beginning. Once you get your ult, it feels a little bit better, and Agni late game is Agni late game. He's gonna be crazy, but as a jungler, I don't think he's that effective. Now, I'm not the greatest Agni player, so there could be an Agni main who would go insane, and that could speak for every character in this game. But I don't think he has the greatest gank potential. Nor do I think he has the greatest clear, at the starter. So once you get his ult online and your cooldown online, it's Agni. So we might put him C there, but I'm gonna leave him D for now. He might get moved around later. For AMC, I'm going to put him C tier. Actually, I don't know if I'm really gonna use these two. I kind of just looked up Smite gods as of whatever. I think Lancelot's in here. There's so many pictures here, I really can't tell. But I'll speak about Lancelot if he's not. AMC, he's not the worst god, but he's kind of like Achilles where he works. One good thing about AMC is his speed with his ones. So if you up his ones early, you can be speedy, and you actually have a lot of chase potential with that. He feels like Arachne once you have his Hobbs leveled to the right amount. Pooch, yeah, we're gonna put this bad but fun. I didn't say I was gonna use this, but yeah. Pooch, I made a video with him in the A to Z. Well, actually, up until I think Aphrodite, I have it to my A to Z series. I haven't been doing that a lot recently. But Pooch, he is not good. But it is fun to run around and heal like crazy as you're ganking people. But he has 0 gank potential. And a very rough clear as a jungler. He's fun, don't get me wrong, but he's not good. Amaterasu, I'm actually gonna put her in B tier, just because Golden Blade crits works really well on her, and she has a pretty insane chase. She works full full damage. But I don't think she's the greatest god to jungle with. On her, probably put him D tier under AMC. Now he has, if you're really good with his combos, his two to hit people into walls, I would say, you know, go for it. I have a video where I did okay with him. I like to build mannequins on him because that 2, if you get a mannequins proc with it, is kind of insane. But I don't think he's the best. I think he's like Agni, to where like if you're good with him, it's gonna work. But if you're not, don't try it. Anubis, I would put in E tier. Anubis is good, but once you get countered, you know, Anubis is Anubis. He kind of just feeds if the enemy team is smart. And another thing I want to mention, guys, I'm also not a big, well, I think I mentioned I'm not a big ranked player, so like this is from my casuals experience. I think I have like a 90% playtime in casuals. This is not a ranked tier list at all. This is just my opinion on who's effective. And you know, I've thought about doing a ranked grind series on YouTube. I don't know if I would enjoy it that much, just because rank gives me a headache. I just kind of enjoy doing funny builds like that, Vamana 1 and stuff like that in casuals. And I think if I were to play ranked, I would mostly be straight in the jungle. I don't know. Ao Kuang, I'm going to put him in B tier. I think he's a little weak right now, and that's just because he's outshined by some of the physical assassins. But I don't think he's bad. Good Ao Kuang players also always pull him off. And his ult, that execute, is just, you know, as good as it is. Aphrodite. Actually, I'm gonna move her down. Don't play Aphrodite in the jungle. I tried this in the video. It's worse than Apooch. I know there's a lot of Afro mains out there that will hate me for saying this, because somehow they pull it off. But me, oh my god, I just felt like I should have just played support. It was funny though. I'm actually gonna put Apollo in A tier. His like early stems with his auto attacks do a lot with mannequins and Eye of the Jungle, along with Silver Branch. You know, you can get Silver Branch like tier 2 on him, and it'll start stacking with his stems. And that penetration that early is kind of nuts for tanks. I think I have a video with him. It might be pretty early on. You know, I've only been doing this for a couple months, but yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's not, you know, great. Then we have Arachne. She's going to be A tier as well. Arachne is not the best, but she's really good. I know a lot of people who love Arachne. I personally don't love her. I know she's good and I played her, but she's not great. There is a few like invades you can do with her spiders, and for that reason, like taking purple buff before the enemy team gets to it with her spiders is like amazing. And for that reason, I think I'm gonna put her in A tier. Other than like her kit is good as a jungler in general. I mean, she's an assassin, she's built for it. Ares, honestly, I was gonna put bad but fun, but honestly, I've seen people do Ares jungle. I haven't actually tried it in a long time myself, and I don't think it's that bad. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my puppy. Bidgie, come here, boy. What do you want? Sorry about that. My dog was, I guess, trying to get a steak. I don't know. Artemis, I'd probably put her in D tier as well. She doesn't have a lot of game potential. My cam froze. Sorry about that, guys. She doesn't have a lot of game potential, and she's a bit slow. But Benji, quit. I'm gonna go get a chew toy for him. I'm gonna edit it out, but I'll be right back. And we're back. And I think we're still on Artemis. Artemis, she doesn't have a lot of game potential. Her AoE ult is pretty insane, but her just basic you know, kit at the beginning is not the greatest. I think she's like on her when you come online, but overall you don't have the greatest game potential. Artio, F tier. She's annoying, but I don't think she's the best in the jungle lane. Actually, I'll move her to bad but fun. I don't think she's, I think it's like another Apooch example where she's not the greatest, but she's not the worst. And the game is fun, but you don't really do anything. I'm sure there's a lot of Artio mains out there who will yell at me for that, but I think she's just more fun being tanky in general. I will put Athena with, actually, I don't know. I'm gonna put Athena in F. She's not horrible. I've seen people do it. I've done it myself. I didn't enjoy it. She's good for the, I'll move him to E. Her, sorry. She's good for the fact that you can TP to your teammate and change a fight that fast, but she's not good other than that. Atlas, I think he's another bad but fun character. Actually, I'm just gonna remove F tier. I don't think he's the greatest for it, but you know, he's fun to play. A Willix, A tier. She's in kind of a weird spot. Crusher got nerfed a few patches ago, so her attack speed's a little low. She's really good. I honestly need to make a video with her. I enjoy playing Willix a lot, but she's not the greatest jungler of them all. Baba Yaga, we'll say D tier. No, we'll say E tier. I don't think she's has much gank potential. As if you see Baba Yaga come out of the jungle, you're probably just gonna run. I'm actually gonna put Bacchus at D because, and my webcam froze again. Why is that happening? I'm actually gonna put Bacchus at D because whenever you get that full damage build online with Poly and a few other things, your ult can actually, your ult bounce 3 combo can actually like one shot, and it's pretty satisfying. But other than that, like your team play is kind of low after that. This is freezing again. I'm gonna skip ahead to whenever I get this fixed. I don't know what's freezing so much. Hopefully we're good now. I did a little bit of tweaking to it. Bakasura, I'm gonna go ahead and put him S tier. I think Bakasura is great in any comp. I think he has insane farm. I think he has insane clear. I think his ult is amazing for body blocks and escapes, because you can ult, eat a minion, and run. His heal from his minions are great. I don't think there's a bad case to Bakasura, other than the fact that his early game clear might be a little slow, but once you have Golden Blade, I mean, it's just amazing. Baron, honestly, I'll probably put him in E tier. I think Baron's kit is just bloated, but I don't think he's the best in the jungle lane. I have a lot of playtime on Baron. I think I have him at Diamond. I could be wrong. But I don't think he's best suited for jungle. I think he's worse than the characters here, but not the worst. Bastet, A tier. I think her kit is still bloated for the fact that you can jump in and out of shit. Grab people through walls, but she's not broken. But she's not the worst. Bastet's very annoying, don't get me wrong, but I think she's easily counterable once you know what you're doing. Bologna, I think she's right there with Amaterasu. She's B tier. She's not the best, not the worst. I think she's more fun tanky than Amaterasu is, but also have a friend that plays Amaterasu a lot, so you know. Kabrakan, I'll put him in C tier. He's kind of like Bacchus, but a little bit better than Bacchus with that gank potential overall. But his one shots are kind of more consistent. Camazotz, I'll probably put him B tier. I think he's a little weak in the jungle. I kind of like building him more tanky, but with Soul Leader and Boombas, the heal is crazy, but you know, when anti-heal happens, anti-heal happens. I'm gonna kind of start going through this quicker because I just realized how long this list is. And is that Apollo twice? Oh wait, this might be the same list twice. I'll just pay attention to who I'm clicking. Cerberus, probably don't play at all costs. His ult is good, but honestly, I think he's better solo. Chronos, I'll probably put D tier. Chronos, his roots are good, and his ult is really good. I think he's on that same level as Anhur and Artemis, that they're good because they're hunters, but otherwise they're not the greatest. Chalk, I'll probably put C tier. I have a buddy who's done it, and Chalk honestly does a lot of damage, but not the greatest gank potential. I mean, he does because you can teleport to your thing, but other than that, it's not the best. Who's this? Changi. We'll probably put don't play. I don't think Changi's great in the jungle. I don't think she's the greatest character in general. Changi main, so we're gonna get mad at me for that. I'm sorry. Charybdis, honestly, I'm gonna put him lower just because I feel like he's better in the ADC lane than he is these three. Honestly, I want to move Artemis to E as well, but I'll keep her there for now. I think Charybdis is a little worse for ganking than Artemis is, just because Artemis's ult is just so much better than Charybdis is. Chrono, I'm actually going to put C tier. His ult is overpowered. I've talked about it in numerous videos. I think I even have a video on Chernobog that his ult is just insane. How you can be low health, go back to your fountain in the middle of a fight, TP back in and be full health and go crazy. And then, like, say on her ults, you press 3 into a wall and you're there for 3 seconds and his ult just runs out. Chernobog is my favorite ADC, and I think he's the best ADC in the game, but I know there's a lot of debate for that. Chiron, probably E tier. Well, he's debatable. I don't have much to say about Chiron. His kit is pretty straightforward. His aimbot is always going to be good, but I don't think he has the best gank potential, because when you run out of he has a lot of chase. Maybe we'll put him in D tier for that because of his 3, and his ult's pretty good, but I don't know. Chronos, I hate people that go Chronos jungle. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of Chronos jungles in my game recently, and they are not good. Don't do Chronos jungle unless you're very confident that you are insane with Chronos. Cleo, you can't nerf her enough. Cleo is OP. I'm 100% agreeing with that. Cleo, she's in a better spot than she was, but I still think she's an S tier jungler. She does an insane amount of damage between Soul Eater, Transcendence, Hydras, Jotuns, Crusher, anything. You could build anything on her when she is insane. Cthulhu, bad but fun. I don't think he's worth playing in the jungle, but he is fun to do. Kukulin will go D tier. I think he's better than the ones on E tier, but he's still not the greatest because he doesn't have the most chase. I think blinking with him when you turn to your rage form and do your full combos is pretty insane. But I think he's better off tanky or hybrid than he is full damage. Cupid, probably put bad but fun. I think Cupid's a better ADC than he is jungle. I think if you're going to play Cupid, just go in the ADC lane. Don't go in the jungle. Dan's C tier. Well, I don't think he's as good as Apollo, and he's not as good as these, but he's up there. His ult is really good, especially with Hidden Blade mannequins. It'll do that 20% health cut when you hit somebody. He can escape really well. You can throw his 2 over a wall and make somebody look at it. And then I did a Soul Eater build with him recently. If you haven't checked that video out, check it out. Where he has mega sustains with Soul Eater. Discordia, I'll put bad but fun. Well, Discordia does a lot of damage, so she could be fun, but I don't think she has the best gank potential, as the only movement you have is your 3. Erlang, I'll probably put in C tier. Erlang's kit is bloated, and he has a built-in golden blade for clear early on. And he has a lot of chase and escape between his dog and his turtle. I mean, his otter or whatever it is in his turtle. Fafnir, I think, is bad but fun. His clear early on sucks, but I think once you get big damage and you're going to that dragon form and you're melting, I think he'll be a lot of fun. I'm going to put Fenrir in B tier. He could be A tier, but I think Fenrir's in a weird spot as well, especially with the Jotuns nerf recently. When I play Fenrir, I actually prefer doing a crit auto cancel build rather than a full ability based build. But I think that's just for fun. He might be more effective the other way. I don't think Fenrir's in the best spot, but let me know what you guys think. Freya, putting there with Chronos. It works if you're good, but I've had so many people trying Freya jungle, and no, lo and behold, they do not do worth. Do not do Ganesh in the jungle. That's not a good idea. Geb is bad but fun. Well, I don't know. I might put Geb up where Bacchus is. Geb honestly has a lot of um one shot potential as well with Bacchus, but once you're out of that, you can't really do much. Gilgamesh, I'll probably put in D tier as well. He used to be better, but he has constantly been nerfed, and now his kit isn't as impactful, but I still think it's good. We might put him to C for that reason. No, because I feel like these characters are just better. Guan Yu, I'll probably put in E tier. Guan Yu's kit is kind of bad right now, in my opinion, for a full damage build. Keep in mind, all this is full damage unless you're running a Magi's, like I mentioned before. None of this is like, his kit is good in solo, his kit is good as support, like, don't get me wrong, but as a full damage, I don't think it's the best. His ult is good, is why he's not in bad but fun, but other than that, Hachiman, probably bad, but just because he's a hunter, I think he goes in E tier, but like I said, he doesn't have a lot of, I think he's better in the ADC lane than he is as your jungler in general. His kit is good. Hachiman is one of my favorite ADCs, but I don't think it's good in the jungle. Now, I haven't tried it. I'm kind of intrigued to try it now. Let me know if you guys think I should try that. Okay. Lancelot should be here, right? I think I saw him down here. Oh well, we'll move him when we see him. Hades, honestly, I'm gonna put him in C tier. Hades has pretty good gang potential where you can go through walls and avoid wards, and his ult is great to bait out beads or even get kills. His lifesteal is good. I don't think he's the best, but I think he's on par with the other C tiers. Hebo used to be really good, but not as good anymore with some of the items changes. I'm gonna put it on D. I think he could be C or maybe even B still, but I think now that some of the items got nerfed, he's not near as good. Heimdall, I'm honestly gonna put bad but fun. And this is my opinion. I don't like his kit. I don't think it's good for the jungle. Now Niflheim is fun to play around with, but I don't think it's good to be a jungler. I wouldn't play Hell in the jungle. Hera, I think, is going to be bad but fun. I don't think her kit is great, but Argus is always fun to play around with. I'm going to put Hercules in C tier. I think he's better. And Gilgamesh is here. I'm going to put him in D. I don't think he's the worst, but I don't think he's the best. Hercules is in a weird spot as well. His kit is fun, and I think that's why he's in D tier, and he has a lot of CC and one-shot potential with his ult. Horus! As a character, S tier. As a jungler, A tier. Horus is OP. Play him, go Golden Blade into Hydras into Beat Stick, and you'll kill everybody in the first 10 minutes and make them rage quit. Horus is nuts. As a character, he's great in solo, he is great in support, he's great in jungle. You could probably even play him in mid and ADC if you want to. Not ADC, I'm trolling, but Horus is just fucking amazing. Try him, I promise. Nothing else I have to say. Hu Yi, just if you're good with them, I'm put him in C tier. If you're good with them, you're gonna go nuts. If not, you're not. So maybe I'll put him in D tier for that reason. I do think his ult is better than some of these in C, so D, so I'm gonna put him in C, and his one shot potential with his bounces and stuff. On bats, I'm gonna put in B tier. I think a lot of these assassins are gonna end up in B tier, just because their kits are made for the jungle. Honestly, I could put Humbats in A tier. I think he's interchangeable, but we're gonna keep him in B tier to be safe. Humbats is good, not the greatest, but good. His ult is insane for team fights. It's a beads burner as well as a free kill if they don't have beads. And his jump out potential between his jump and his tube. I mean, you can still get hit with your tube, but sometimes low elo players don't know that you can shoot them. E-set, probably bad but fun. Not much to say about that. Her kit is just okay. I feel like she's better in support or mid. But as a jungler, I mean, she has a little bit of gig potential if you can get your CCs going right and enough CDR. So maybe I'll put in her E tier for that reason. But I think she's just better. This Anami, I'm gonna put bad but fun, but I think I'm gonna go E tier because she can go invisible. Other than that, not that great. Janice, E tier as well. I think he's playable, but I wouldn't do it personally because you have your 2 to clear and your 1, and that's about it. So you're a bit slow at the beginning. But his ult is really good because it's Janice ult. Jing Wei as a jungler, bad but fun because I think her passive is more effective. Which is when you fly out of spawn, or when you leave spawn, you fly whichever direction. I think it's more effective going to a lane, to be honest, than going to your yellow buff, as it doesn't really take long to get to the yellow buff anyways. Yorm, probably don't play. Yorm is a strong character, but I think as your jungler, you're just going to miss out on a lot of CC potential and gank potential. Yu Huang, also probably bad but fun. Yu Huang's kit is fun for zoning and CC, but I don't think it's the greatest for a jungler. A jungler's kit. Kali, probably B tier. A tier, just because their ult is really good, especially if a team's not smart enough to build anti-heal. A big tip, if you're fighting a Kali, build anti-heal, because she will heal off her ult every time otherwise. But if you build anti-heal, she doesn't get any healing back and she'll die. Capri, don't play Capri. Nothing to say about that. King Arthur, bad but fun. King Arthur is just way better tanky. I don't think you should go full damage. If you were to go jungle King Arthur, I think you should still build semi-tanky. Because Glad Shield is just too OP on him. Kukulkan, I think I'll probably put in D tier. Just because his ult is so good. And his 3 is good for clear. And you can line the mini harpies up with a 1 and hit both of them. But I wouldn't play him. He's better in mid. Because you get those Book of Thoth stacks and stuff like that. Kumbhakarna, probably, honestly, full damage. Kumbhakarna does more than you'd expect. And with Bauble in the game now, I feel like he could be an E tier. I mean, he's not good, don't get me wrong. But with Bauble, I think you could probably be effective with him, full damage. I don't know. Kuzenbo, bad but fun. Actually, I wouldn't even play Kuzenbo. His Beyblade is good, which is his ult, but you have no clear with that guy. Loki, probably A tier. I don't know, because I feel like, are these characters better than Loki? In my opinion, I don't think they are. Loki's good. Actually, I think we should have Lancelot if we're on Loki. Yeah, I'll look for Lancelot right now. Loki is great, but not good. I mean, good, but not great, sorry. So that's why I don't think he hits S tier, but he is an A tier jungler. Medusa, probably, her ult is good. For that, I'll put E tier. Mercury, S tier. Mercury is easy. If you want to learn the jungle, pick up Mercury. He'll make the game fun. His kit is fun. His cross map ultimate is amazing. Well, not cross map ultimate, but his it's basically cross map, you know, but it's, you know, it's insane. Mercury, you build the crits, you build the attack speed, and you're just going nuts. Merlin, I wouldn't play Merlin. He has no gank potential. Probably put Morgan Le Fay in E tier, as she's not the greatest, but I think she has enough clear to sustain in the jungle and be caught up, but she doesn't. She's just better in lane, in my opinion. Mulan, honestly, probably C tier. Mulan does a shit ton of damage. You'd be surprised. And when you build Soul Eater and Transcendence on her, she's kind of unkillable against squishies. Unless some guy's full crit, of course. Niza, probably C tier. If Deathbringer was old Deathbringer still, I think she would be B tier. But I don't think she's the greatest, nor is she the worst. Her built-in crits are nice, and that's why I said that. But her kit is just, well, I don't know. Maybe she's B tier just because he didn't. Nah, we'll probably keep her at C to be safe. I don't have too much to say about her. Neith, honestly, probably D tier. Goes along with like Arthur. I mean, on her and all them. But I think she has a little bit more playability, so we're actually gonna put her in C because she has her cross map ultimate that you can build with the mannequins. Her backflip, her 1, her 2. She has a lot of clear. Nemesis, A tier. I think she's the #1 assassin you should pick up if you're new to learn. Her kit is very easy to figure out, and she's really fun. I haven't played her too much. I think I have her about level 4, maybe level 5, but she's not my favorite, but I would recommend her if you're learning the jungle. Nike, probably bad but fun. I don't think Nike's in the greatest spot. Don't play Nox in the jungle, please. Don't play Nuwa in the jungle, please. Odin, with Rangdas and even Bobble, I think he could be insane. I'm sorry, I just got off of work, so my nose is running for some reason. I apologize. I don't think he's the worst, but like, he's up here with the D characters. He's better than these, but not better than anyone above. Olorun, probably bad but fun. I don't think that he's the worst character to play, but he's not the best. Oh, I skipped over Lancelot. I'm sorry. S tier. Lancelot's kit is bloated. I don't have anything else to say. Osiris, probably B tier, honestly. I think Osiris, we'll put him in C because there's some characters that could be debated. Especially with the recent nerfs, I don't think Osiris is the best, but I definitely don't think he's the worst. Osiris is good, but not the best. Pele, I'll put in A tier. Pele, speed, aggression, ult, everything. I think Pele is just a go-to pick as a jungler. I play her a lot. Persephone, I wouldn't play. Poseidon, we're going to put him in B tier, which might catch a lot of people by surprise. But Poseidon is really good in the jungle because you get an ult every 30 seconds pretty early on if you build CDR quick enough. And you can even, I think the build I used was Eye of the Jungle with Doomorb into Hastened, into Chronos, into Toxic Blade, into Rod maybe? I have a video on it from a couple months ago. It was like my first Smite video, and the build's pretty insane. I haven't played it in a while, but I know Poseidon's good in the jungle. Who is this? Oh, yeah, don't play this guy. Raijin sucks. Rob, probably E tier. No, I'll probably put him D tier, just because as you get those ults often. His clear's pretty fast, but he's not the greatest. I'm wanting to switch Baron now that I put Rod there to D tier as well. We'll do that. Why not? Rama, probably D tier because his ult is all right, but it's like with On Her and all them. If you're not familiar with the kit, you're not going to do great. Rat, we're probably going to go B tier. I don't think Rat is in the greatest spot since Boots got removed. I know his Acorn is his boot, quote unquote, but well, I guess that wouldn't make sense then, huh? If the Acorn is his boots. But now he does have a pretty insane crit build with his 2 and his spin and all that, but I don't think it's the greatest to use. Sorry, my headset died. Ravana, I'm gonna go A tier with Ravana. Ravana slaps in any comp. Ravana kid is very good. I don't play him a lot. I have a couple buddies who do. I don't myself like 100% enjoy his, like, love his kit, but I do love to see people play him, and I love to see it in the SPL. Ravana's a good character in general. Scylla's probably E tier. I love Scylla, and that could be partly biased to why she's on the list right now. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit biased there, but she's good overall. Her 2, once you get that online early, you'll start insta clearing, and her 1 you can insta clear as well. Serket, I'm gonna put in B tier. I don't love her kit personally. I think it's good. I've been enjoying her recently. For that reason, I might move her up to A tier. I think she's better than Rat. I think she's better than these characters. Because her crit procs off her 1, so an early rage feels good on her. Set, is an A tier character if you know how to play him. Shiva, probably C tier. When he was first out, he was S tier, but not the greatest anymore. Scotty. Probably D tier along with these. If you know how to play him, you know how to play him. Who is this? Sobek. I wouldn't play. Soul. E tier or bad but fun, probably with Oleron. Who's this? Sun Wukong. You'd probably place him in E tier. I don't think he's the best, nor is he the worst. Susano is an A tier jungler, maybe even S tier. Susano's kit is amazing if you figure it out, like one of the best. Sylvanas, bad but fun, because Mannequins is good on him, but I don't think he has the greatest gank potential. Terra, I think is bad but fun as well. I played her in a recent video I thought about putting out, but her clear early on is atrocious. Thanathos is an A tier jungler. Easily counterable. I think he falls off late game, but his early game is too impactful to put it down here. Morrigan, I'll probably put an E tier just because depending on who you're fighting, you know, Morrigan could turn into anybody. Thor is an A tier jungler. If it was 2 patches ago, I'd put him in B tier, but now that it's 9.7 and they fixed his clear, Thor is definitely A tier. He's my favorite god in the game, and I made a video on that recently. If you want to check that out, you can go check my channel for that. Who is this? Thoth, bad but fun. Thoth is, you should just be in the mid lane with Thoth. Tiamat, I wouldn't play Tiamat in the jungle. Tsukiyomi, I think he's a B tier. I think honestly he makes more sense to be in the solo lane now. But he is good in the jungle. For that reason, I might put him in A tier as a jungler, because I shouldn't be thinking like that. He's definitely an A tier jungler. Tier, honestly, bad but fun. Well, I put him in E tier. I don't think Tier's kit is in the greatest spot right now. Once you run out of abilities, you kind of shit on with him. But I think his Blink 1 ability and 2 is enough to have enough follow-up. Ullr, honestly, I'm going to put in C tier. Ullr has a lot of movement once you have full cooldown and a lot of outplay potential. You can build him crit or ability base and it goes crazy. Vamana, probably E tier as well. I don't think he's the greatest god in the game, but you can build him in certain ways like full crit and go nuts with his ult. Vulcan, E tier. He has enough movement and clear to be good, but I don't think he's the greatest. I'm gonna put Vulcan in D. I'm gonna put Zablanc in E because his kit is good enough to keep up, but he's not the greatest. Who is this? Xingtian, honestly bad but fun. You're not always gonna have a good game with him, but his kit is fun enough. Yamoja, I wouldn't play Yamoja. You can try it, but I don't think she has enough mana sustain. Ymir, honestly a D tier jungler. Ymir has a lot of effectiveness with his wall and his 2 and his freeze. I think you should try him if you have it in the jungle. It's fun. Zeus, probably bad but fun. Just because you have no movement with Zeus, but his damage is always going to be fun. Zhong Kui is probably an E tier, because his kit is really bloated, but he doesn't have the greatest gank potential with other than Blink, and doesn't have the greatest CC ability either. But I think he could be worth playing. But I think that about concludes the list. Yeah, it's just another reset. So this was my quick opinion slash tier list on who you should be playing in the jungle right now, who's effective. Like I said before, I'm not a ranked player, so this is not for ranked. And it kind of is what you'd expect it to be with, you know, assassins. Actually, I think it's almost assassins in SNA, some in B. And then it just, you know, I mean, that's how it works, kind of. Mid laners stand mid. I mean, you can switch them around a little bit, but, you know, I told you my opinions on most of them. I kind of sped up towards the end because, you know, not to say I'm tired of talking, but I'm tired of talking. And I want to go ahead and get this edited for you guys so I can get it out pretty quickly. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. I actually think only 6% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. So it would be very, very appreciated if you guys subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.